How's it going? We're going to start today off with some tea to be spilled. I'm waiting for Rexy. I decided to start this early because I've never done the live feed before. So we're just waiting for Rexy. But we'll start with some. This was a big thing of discussion in the last couple of days, which is Kirk Hammett fucking up the solo for one. I think that he is in Poland at this show. So let me just see if I can get this to happen. You see, oh, I got to go in here. Okay, here we go. One more time. Okay, so there we go. Hey, everybody, it's Marianne. This is Marianne. It's 5150. I'm just waiting for Rexella Winter to come. I just wanted to show that today. That has been the topic of conversation is Kirk Hammett doing a song that he's done. I'm waiting for her to come and then we can discuss it. Until then, I'll show you the photos of the week. That we have that I've been collecting. Let me just see here. I invited her. Okay, so I'm just waiting for her. Let me see if she's coming. I'll let her know we're live now. Okay, and anyway, so so hopefully she's going to show up as soon as possible. Okay, so we'll show some photographs right now. This week, there was a couple of images that I thought everybody should see. Most of them are just fun. Most of it's just, there was one thing that I wanted to show, because of course I'm always doing the doppelgangers. Doppelgangers are always a big thing for me. And so this week, there was a interview with Jeff Bezos, and this guy was the actual guy that they were interviewing, and I was like, that is not fucking Jeff Bezos. Like, that's just not. Like, his wife's been taking. Is here. Hello.
I'm here.
You're here.
Hello.
Okay. So, yeah, I was just showing the video. I'm just showing the pictures of Jeff Bezos right now because I didn't know what time when you were going to be here, because I appreciate you coming early. Anyway, so I just showed the video of Kirk Hammett playing the solo. It was lacking, to be politically correct. Definitely it was lacking. What's your Rexella is a guitar player, so I'm not, so I can say whatever I want, but Kirk's a better guitar player than I am. But Rexy, what do you think happened?
I think he's just a lazy freaking guitar player. Yeah. Well, I'm going to tell you a little bit what I've experienced with Kirk Hammett in the years known of Metallica, because I was from Metallica from like near the beginning.
Yeah.
And I think
he came in at the same time I did. I think he came in the same time. Puppets and Justice. Is that when you came in, or where were you?
I started in '83.
Oh, so yeah, you're before me. So you're like lightning.
I just think, but I didn't get to see an actual concert until maybe Puppets.
Okay, so you saw them even before me too. So
Puppets I saw, which I basically vaguely remember. I mean, I remember some things, but I don't remember everything because it was so long ago. I saw Justice for All. That was okay.
Yeah, I saw that. I actually technically went to see Queensryche. I didn't go to see Metallica. I went to see Queensryche, and they were fucking great because Queensryche was always great.
Sure, Queensryche is a good band.
Yeah, I don't. That is so funny though, because so many people because Metallica just hated them on tour. They actually, at one point, I'm sorry for interrupting you. At one point, during I think it was like one of the last shows, Queensryche was performing on stage, and they had a bunch of male strippers by the side of the fucking stage, harassed, like doing dancing to their Queensryche music. They were heartless little bastards. Metallica was like, yeah, really. Lars was before, like, that's just when he started using cocaine. So he went from being kind of clever and prankish to a fucking monster. But yeah, so that's what he did. Okay, so go ahead. So 88, you're
yeah. So I've seen Injustice for All, and it was a good show. Would I think it's spectacular? No, I think that the most interesting of that show was basically the. I think I remember the scale, the lady with Justice Lady.
Doris. Yeah, Doris. I think they call her Doris.
Yeah, she was about to fall over.
She's always about to fall, just like me.
Yeah, and because I'm standing, I'm basically seeing it from, I can see the top of their heads. So I can tell you basically Kirk was actually starting to thin. He was starting to get a spot back there. You know, but it was okay. It was a good show. It wasn't like anything amazing. They didn't really play horribly or anything, but it was all right. You know, I mean, I was going to sit there and bash it, but, you know, Kirk, I don't remember Kirk playing a great solo. You know, I just don't remember it. And the funny thing is, you know, the third time I saw him was on the Black tour. Mm-hmm. And I wasn't crazy about the album, but I was willing to see the show. And of course, I was dating this guy. And his birthday is around the same time, almost on the exact same day of that show that year.
Okay.
So I'm like,
that was a good present.
My boyfriend out, and we're gonna go see Metallica. You know,
that's
good, right? So
makes sense.
Yeah, and he's like, "Ah, crap." I go, "Why do you say ah crap?" He's like, "I had to deal with Kirk's solo." I'm like, I mean, it wasn't just me that kind of thought it was like, for the past couple of times I've seen him. It's like, yeah. So we went to see it. It wasn't horrible. The show was all right.
Yeah, I saw it too. I saw it twice. I saw the arena tour. I was in the front row. James Hetfield threw his beer at me, and I was like, luckily I had my coat, so I held it up, my leather jacket, and I was like, yay, James Hetfield threw. And then I found out later that James throws beer at fags and posers and skanks. So I don't know which one I was, but he threw it at me for that reason.
Poser, because, you know, Lars must have said so.
Yeah, so, exactly. No, apparently sluts, fags, and posers are what he would throw them at back then, throw the beer at. So I don't know which one I was, but okay. And then I saw them with Guns N' Roses as well, and Faith No More. So
yeah.
Again.
So anyway, the show was, like I said, I'm not going to knock the show. It was interesting. It wasn't as good as I was hoping it to be. I was expecting a little bit more of a spectacular show. I think basically it was just, you know, you know, they've been around for a while. They're making their millions. That album was a lot. I figured it'd be just a better show. You know what I'm saying? Probably more lights, more spectacular stuff or something like that. I mean, it was okay.
Yeah, well, they were also pushing which would come out for Christmas that year. They're always good at having a box set like they do this year with the Reload. I guess it was low. I don't know. Anyway, usually they have one box set a year, and that was the Binge and Purge one that came out. And so it was like came in a box, and I had a copy of it with 2 VHS tapes of 2 shows. One was in Seattle, I believe, and the other one was in Mexico or San Diego and Mexico. Anyway, and then they had the CD live, a bunch of CDs live, and a little picture book, and you know, it was like good if you had a fan in your family. It was an excellent Christmas present. So, but then
I remember too, my boyfriend was also a guitar player. We were both guitar players.
Okay.
So, you know, it's not like we don't know guitar playing. We don't have any musical ear, so we know what we're listening to. So,
exactly.
It was inspiring this time too. It seemed like Injustice was better than the Black tour when it came to Kirk's performances, especially with the solo, because the main solo is the thing. Okay, especially you're talking heavy metal bands. You want to rip an awesome solo that improvise out there and just rip it off. But, you know, it's less inspiring. And I'm like, well, you know, and, you know, I have friends that went there. I didn't go with them. I just went with my boyfriend. But my friend who was there, they actually got to meet the band because they were at a local bowling alley nearby.
I love bowling.
She found out about it and went over there to meet them. So she got to talk to James and all that. And, you know, she always had like a gaga thing for James, but I never.
Mm-hmm.
But yo,
I had one too, but then
she
now
was the one that called Dave Mustaine Holmes, and that's that story we can always talk about other time.
You guys just debate. No, Dave, no James, no Dave, no James, right?
So, so I asked her, you know, because I kind of I already kind of know a little about the personalities of these people, and I'm like, okay, but I'll call her, I don't know, I'll call her Mickey. How's that?
Sure, whatever.
Her real name, Mickey. So really, how great was it to meet James Hetfield? And she's like, eh. And I'm like, yeah, that's what I thought.
That's the warning. Never meet your heroes. Never meet your heroes. They'll let you down.
Yeah. And I go, so he wasn't really all that great to you? She goes, no, actually, he was kind of an asshole to me. And I'm like, yeah. So I think that's pretty much kind of like what I thought. So really, it was kind of
like every time I met him was through the fan club, and when I met him, it's like it was like Pretty Girls. He was always very nice too. But I always found when Jason was in the band, like I met him twice with Jason, he would be ahead of Jason. He always made sure that if the Pretty Girls were there, he would be ahead of Jason. So they would be all gaga before Jason came out, almost to upstage him. So Jason was always a little bit grumpy. But then I met Jason twice. The second time I met him, he was so nice. I said, and it's something my intuition just said, he's going to leave the band. And within, I think, 6 months, he was gone.
Yeah. So. I told you about my intuition about Gar and Chris Poland, too. And
yeah, go ahead. Tell us again. Because,
5 minutes after I left meeting them, I kind of knew they were going to be throwing their ass out.
Yeah.
So, so pretty much, you know, so that was that. But then there came this one other time. And a friend of mine basically wanted to go see Metallica, and this was like around, I think around the Load tour. I think they retoured and they came back again or something. It was like early
they
90s.
cut their hair? Is that when they cut their hair?
Yeah. So
okay, so that's Load. That's what they did. Lollapalooza on that one too. That's when I saw them on the Load.
Well, I'll put it this way: it was with Suicidal Tendencies and Danzig.
That was Shit Against the Shed. That was the Shit Against the Shed. That was the tour for the Binge and Purge box set.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Yeah. So, anyways, yeah.
Pretty much.
Like, you know your Megadeth stuff. I sort of know my Megadeth stuff, but you know your Megadeth stuff. Whereas Metallica, I was a Metallaholic. You know, I'm a recovering Metallaholic. Luckily,
I pretty much dumped Metallica on really investing in them. Pretty much after. I think that the last CD I ever bought them was the black one, and I sold it after 3 months. And that was pretty much it. That's the last time I invested anything on Metallica. So they have to prove to me really good that you're worth investing in. So, but pretty much I ended up going to the show because this guy that I was a friend with and his girlfriend, and they wanted to take me and my friend, you know, got tickets for me and because we're all close friends, to go see Metallica. That was the show. And I almost didn't go, but when they said Suicidal, I said, okay, I'm all for it, because I always wanted to see Suicidal Tendencies. You know what I mean?
Right.
I like Suicidal Tendencies. So really the main thing I really went for was Suicidal Tendencies. So we get there and you already hear them already starting. So it was just a matter of us getting to the seats. And as soon as we were just about to get to the seats, the music stopped and there's nobody on the stage. And I'm like, what the hell's happening here? And it turned out that the singer fell and broke his leg. So it
from Suicide Mike Muir. Well, the Trujillo was in Suicidal during that tour. So
yeah, I don't. Like I said, we didn't even really get to see him because you know it was pretty much early in the show when that happened.
I got fucking so high on mushrooms at that show. It was at Molson Park in Barrie, and it was an outdoor show, and so we just were tripping on mushrooms the whole time. I just remember they played Disposable Heroes, and I was just so happy to hear that song. I was like, ah. So that's all I really remember. But I don't even know if I really paid attention to the opening acts. Like, I was one of those people that was like there for that band. Sometimes I would go and see the opening acts. I should have gone to see more of them, but I was like too busy. See, in Canada, there's no alcohol being served. We didn't start getting alcohol in our arenas during performances until like the mid 90s, late 90s. So like, you had to get your drink on before you got there, or that was it, because all you were getting was bottled water and pop. I don't even think there was bottled water back then. So everybody was dropping acid, basically. That was the Canadian way. Yeah, well, that's probably one of the reasons why Canadians, especially people in Ontario, smoke a lot of weed and stuff like that. Is because back then, we weren't allowed to we didn't have beer at the shows the way they did. I remember when I went in '88 to the Monsters of Rock at Rich Stadium. It was the first time I'd ever been to an American stadium tour. Largest stadium show I'd seen was 30,000 people. 35, maybe 50, but this was 90,000 people, and I was like, holy fuck, this is insane.
You're just drowning in that audience. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, and Metallica was they were on fire. This was right when Jason had just started. They opened with Creeping Death, and I'd never seen them before. The girl I was with, I was with two people. I was with this guy Gavin, who anyway, we've been friends. His wife Marnie's just a sweetheart. I was with him, and then this other guy Rob and Charlotte and I were kind of hanging around. But as Metallica started, some guy vomited on her. It was we're in the stands, right? And this guy vomits on her, and she's like, "We gotta go. I gotta go get clean." I'm like, "Wait till this show's over, and then I'll go with you." But I'm not missing this. And they did the whole Metallica, the die. And I had never seen a crowd respond. And I've been to quite a few shows. The only person I'd ever seen them physically respond the same way as they did to James Hetfield that day, even though I thought his name was Lars back then, not going to lie, is Ronnie James Dio. Ronnie James Dio just had people eating out of the palm of his hand every time I saw him. He's one of my favorite performers. I miss him so. I miss him as much as I miss Lemmy.
I've seen him at least 3 times.
Yeah, so then you know what I'm talking about.
I've seen him at least 3 times because my friend Mickey, she also loved Dio. So every time when Dio came around, she's like, "Hey, we'll go Dio." I go, "Fuck yeah, let's go." Dio. I had the best one was basically when Megadeth and Sabotage opened up. So
fuck yeah,
what hell of a freaking awesome show. So
well, and also they, Dio had some great guitarists. I did an interview with Craig Goldie a couple 10 years ago, and he said I was his favorite interview that he's ever done, which I think is great. Hi, Craig. But Vivian Campbell,
Vivian Campbell was wonderful. I like.
He's fucking amazing. And even in Def Leppard, he's brought a spark. When he started with Slang, which was the first tour with them, and I ended up getting front row tickets, and I had this cute little top on, and my friend said they were playing to my boobs all night. So I was like, yeah, just had the band in front of me all night. So people are always saying I don't know why a girl wouldn't want to be a girl especially if you like rock music, because you get more attention paid to you. You just do, right? By the bands.
You do. But if you're really kind of not the most attractive child, then you will be.
Yeah, I didn't have that problem. But it was all in good fun. It was all in good fun for me. I never did the groupie thing. Like I said, the only after party I ever went to, and it was obviously the biggest mistake of my life, was in 1998 when I was invited by Nicholas Swanland, the head of Met Club at the time. So he was not the head of Met Club. He was Met on Tour, the guy that did the live videos. And he invited me to an after party, told me we were going to a place called Features. I thought we were going to Features Bakery, which is after late night bakery in Toronto that a lot of people went to, and we ended up at a place called Features, which was a strip joint out in Etobicoke, and Lars was there with a woman that was not his wife, and his wife was 8 months pregnant, and that's when after that day was the day he began stalking me. So I wish I'd never gone. However, I believe in a life less ordinary. I think that's what I've gotten from this. And I think soon, there's going to be a closure. The more I'm watching the stuff that's happening, Metallica knows they owe me money. Anybody can tell me they're as delusional as they like, but if the things that I say online and on the show, I have not received a cease and desist. And if they were to provide me with one, they have my lawyer's direct contact information, so they could do it anytime they wanted. So obviously, I'm not lying. And, it's just a drag. But you see, Lars used to have people meet him instead of where Dave used to have people carry, like roadies and stuff, carry his stuff, junk in for him, like his drugs. Lars would have people meet him at each venue. And then he'd give them a ticket, and then he would do cocaine with them while they were.
Who was
and
this?
I'm drinking orange and turmeric tea. It's quite nice, actually. But so that's the only time I've ever been to an after party. It's never been really my thing. Like most of the time, I'm so excited I can't eat until after the show's over. So by the time the show's over, I'm fucking starving. And so yeah, and like there's never any I went backstage too. Like I danced on stage with Bono in '92. They gave us backstage passes and we went back there, but they never came out. Bruce Coburn was there though, and he gave me the nod, which was pretty cool.
Yeah, but at one time I'm gonna have to finish my story about
Fuck, sorry.
You keep just going on.
I do. I'm ridiculous. Anyway, that's why it's good. Just throw a rock at me. Go ahead.
But I can't. But so anyway, so this is my experience at this particular show. So I'm thinking, okay, well, okay, Danzig, boring. I'm sorry, he's just boring. Not a bad guy. Doesn't have bad talent or anything. I just not really. He just didn't do anything for me.
I'm not a Danzig fan. So I don't even think I know a song.
I mean, it was nice to see what he was like. Because I heard a couple songs from him, but I never really knew a lot. But I'm not a big Misfits fan at that time, so I didn't know. I wasn't really into them from like the old times. So but it was nice to basically get to see him. This is the thing. Like my friend Mickey, I told you about Mickey and how much she's like, oh, gaga about fucking James and all that.
Right. Yeah. Well, back then, James was fucking so hot. Before he got his tattoos, before he was like no tattoos, he was so fucking smoking hot. Like he just was.
Basically, my friend also had the hots for Glenn Danzig.
Okay. Oh, yeah. He's a little guy, isn't he?
Yeah. And she's like my friend. She's like almost 6 feet tall. Kind of weird.
Kind of like the Jessica thing, right?
And the funny thing is, I don't know if this happened when you saw the show, but you were on. So I never drink when I go to shows or get high.
Okay.
So because I basically am very particular when I go to a concert. I want to hear everything.
Right. So, well, of course you're a musician, so it's different for you. I want to experience it, right? So I drop acid.
Yeah. So pretty much.
I never drank though. I never drank going to concerts because that's the way you pass out. That's the way you gotta fucking take a pee halfway through the show. So no, I'm not that person.
Well, if basically all the Metallica fans quit dropping acid or quit drinking and doing something, you might actually hear how shitty they sound. So anyway,
maybe that's why they have such a big fan base because they're mostly alcoholics, right?
Well, here, when you finish hearing this story, so basically. There's one point, then Metallica comes up, but there's a point in that show where Glenn and James Hetfield do like a duet together. And she was like flipping. My friend was like going crazy. She was like, oh my God, like it was a wet dream for her. I'm like, oh
yeah, I guess.
I'm glad I was in the lawn seat. I got to move a little bit for her. Let her freak out all she wants. So that was kind of like a nightmare for me. I was like, oh, this is gay. And this is just so gay. And I'm sitting here waiting. I don't even remember them even playing any old songs. They may have played a couple, but a lot of the songs are just kind of like, why am I hearing this? And it was all right. But then here comes the grand old freaking solo. Oh no! I wanted to get a gun and shoot myself so bad. It was horrible. I'm sitting here in nightmare. I was in wah hell. Shall I just put it to you this way? It sounded like he just said, I'm just gonna get up, yank and bang a bunch of shit on there, play a lot of wah wah, and everybody just got to love it. And I sounded better than he did the first year I played guitar. If I had a wah wah, I would have been better than he was. So it was absolutely horrible. And all of a sudden, all the fucking retards around me are with their lighters and think it's a great deal. I'm like, oh my God.
Well, and that time too, that was also the time where the gratuitous guitar solos, there was always a drum solo and a guitar solo. There was always, like, pretty much every concert you went to, there was a guitar solo and a drum solo.
Oh, yeah,
usually.
that's like a big thing, especially metal band. You have to have that
Yeah.
main guitar solo.
Yeah.
And that was just, that was it. I'm like, I'm not going to another fucking Metallica concert. I mean,
I've seen them.
God, I didn't have to pay for it. I mean, that was a good thing. I didn't have to pay for it.
Okay.
But, you know, it's just like, you know, I'm giving you chances here, guys. You gotta basically give me a reason to buy a ticket on the next tour, because this is garbage. Your music is starting to turn to shit. You look like crap. And then your guitar player doesn't even want to practice and learn how to play anymore.
Well,
what are you doing?
Well, this is what I'm wondering now, right? Okay, we got a question though. I'm going to answer it quickly. Mad Season 5614 just said, "Why did Load sound so different? Was there a change in the band around that time?" And the answer to that, Mad Season, is that actually Metallica hated each other so much. Bob Rock actually had to. They wouldn't get in the studio together. So if you watch Some Kind of Monster, you'll see within the movie they talk about the Loads, and if the Bob Rock hadn't been there, they would have never happened because Bob Rock produced them so well. So basically, that's why they sounded so different, was because there wasn't a lot of collab going on. I mean, with my word there, collab, but not a lot of collaboration going on. These guys would not get in the studio together. They were this was just, I mean, James was at the height of his alcoholism. And they were also both just getting married, beginning their families. And yeah, they just basically and Kirk has always been kind of that guy, like, who's like, whatever. Like if there's drama, he's like, whatever, backs off, doesn't do anything.
Yeah, he's
you
like
just
mild, submissive.
Yeah, he goes with the flow. So there's your answer, Mad Season, is that Bob Rock is your answer. That's why it sounded so different, is because there wasn't a lot of collaborative material being put together by the band together collectively. They're recording separately, and Bob Rock is the reason why he's the reason why Saint Anger came out as well, because they didn't have a bass player and he actually played bass for them. So there you go. Hopefully that helps you out. Okay, so let's go back to what we were talking about. So with this solo, we see, I believe that was in Poland. Now, so what is your take on why we're like, because a lot of people I'm getting a lot of messages from people about this tour who have seen Metallica. I've seen them about 30 times. Okay. But the last time I saw them live was at their anniversary show that Lars stole the idea from me. And I was not impressed. The only thing I was impressed with was Apocalyptica. Are you familiar with them?
Yeah, I've heard of them.
Okay. So Apocalyptica got up and they did, they played cello and they did, Carpe Diem Baby, and it was actually really good. But other than that, I mean, it was just sort of it was a mishmash for me, and as well the fans had changed so much, because I stopped going to Metallica shows in 2004. So this was 7 years later that I actually got to this anniversary party. That was my idea anyway. I figured they invited me to apologize, and instead what they did was, on the last night, they actually had Danny Bertha, who was stalking me since 2004, grab me by the arm, actually quite violently, drive me outside and say, "You're not welcome here. This is Metallica fans only." And I said, "Oh, I'm not going to fight with you." And I went off. And of course, I was in San Francisco, so I went off somewhere and just enjoyed some wine and sushi. And
what are people saying about this now?
What's that?
What are people saying about what?
Okay, so what I'm getting from people, and it's interesting because these are people who have, sort of been, they're our age. I get a lot of Xers, right? A lot of our people are Xers. So when I get into the millennials and the Gen Zs, they're all kind of Metallica zombies, as I like to say. They're really they don't remember Napster. That's the way I like to put it, is they don't remember when the band took 300,000 fans and gave their names to the federal authorities for downloading. Like, meanwhile, these are the guys that made them. These are the fans that made them rich. So, I mean, the hypocrisy was not short on me as well. It was filed when James was just going into rehab, and Lars always wanted to fight with James. So he needed someone to fight with. So it became fighting this Napster thing. Apparently had a lot of people who were like, yeah, I'll help, like Dr. Dre and things like that. But when the time came, he was standing alone. But and in the end, he ended up, I mean, Metallica used to say, we're not making rock videos. They made rock videos. We're not selling our music to streaming. They sold their stuff to streaming. We're not going to sell our videos. And they did. So we see a lot of hypocrisy happening with it. So what these fans who are contacting me, really nice people, they're really polite. Like, if you're, I've heard you're schizo, you're crazy, you're stupid bitch, blah, blah, blah. Guess what? I've heard worse by better. So save it. And so these people, what they're saying is that considering the price, the performance is disappointing. They are noting that a lot of them have gone to a show and then they went to see the movie, which they were showing, I guess, was a live, where you and they said it was exactly the same. Again, I'm checking the set list as they go along, and it seems to me these no repeat weekends are identical. So there's not. I was one actually. Then, this is just me. What happened was, before on 2003, I went to 3 times to the Summer Sanitarium tour: Detroit, Toronto, and Montreal. And in Montreal, I snuck into Musique Plus, which is like MTV. But Musique Plus is like the French version, because we have, and there'd be Much Music in the English-speaking areas. So I snuck into the interview with them, and during the break, it was silent, right? And every single show I'd been to, the set list was exactly the same. So I yelled out, "Why don't you change the set list?" And I'd been talking to some kids outside, because we were all saying that, they were saying that, the reason why Dyer's Eve was, they believed that the tapes were sped up and that everybody was on coke. So it was like, so Lars said, "Well, what song do you want to hear?" And everybody yelled, "Dyer's Eve!" So, but that was during the commercial. And that's when they started to change the set list. Not saying, I'm not going to take full credit for it, but I did mention at that time, like, the silence, because of the amount of awe from the fans, was like kind of funny. To me, it was, because it's like, the only person who ever got me gaga like that was when I met Carrie Fisher. And Princess Leia, it's like, fuck yeah, right? And she was so nice to me, and she was so sweet. That's the only time I've ever really had that moment. So, yeah, so these people are all saying that the performance itself, it's becoming, they seem to be robotic. It's almost like they're going through the motions. The only one who looks like he's having a good time is Robert. And whereas Robert, I've got to hand it to Robert, that crab walk, like, he's a little bit older than we are, but like, he's got good knees.
Yeah, like, well, really, did you ever see Kirk try to pull that crap?
No. Like, but I mean, Robert's got great knees. Like, I mean, for the amount that guy crab walks, I mean, I don't think he's ever had his knees replaced either. So kudos to him, because he's like Mr. Mega Surfer, Mr. Snowboarder, and so he's like totally athletic. So so he does really. He's the only one that seems to be bringing it. Whereas everybody else is, like this guy said, he said, I went to 2 shows and I went to the movie and it was all the same. And he said, for the price I paid, the performance I got was less than what I would expect for what I paid.
Less than satisfactory.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's disappointing. I mean, well, I remember how, for being a Metallaholic, I can remember, how exciting it was for me to go to shows. And when they started changing the set list, it made it even more fun, because they actually started changing the set list in 2004. In 2003, 2004 was when they first started to change the set list. And that's when I saw them 13 times on the same tour. So it was great, because seeing the same songs every single night, I probably would have been disappointed. Mm-hmm. So then when they changed it up, like they hadn't played Disposable Heroes in a long time. I really like that song. Like, that's one of my, I've broken more copies of vinyl Master of Puppets than any other record that I ever had. I stepped on it. I fell on it. I would always I was never careful. Are you a careful record care? Like, I mean, Jerry Cantrell, his record collection's pristine. I know I will never be able to allow to be touch it. Because I'm one of those people that would pull it out and then just leave it on the floor. And, I put weights on my, my record needle, because it was going to fucking skip. Like, that's just who I was, right?
I'm not perfect in the history of having vinyl, but I have, I always try to do my best. I used to have always the cleaners and the dusters, and I do have plastic, covers and things like that for my imports. I have AC imports. So those are definitely covered up because, you're talking about Bon Scott imported stuff.
Oh, so, wow. Yeah. Wow. See, so I don't even have any. I got rid of my records and got CDs. I had a bunch of records, but I gave them to my friend. What I used to do is collect programs. That was my thing. That was my jam, was programs. So that just there was always
not too happy with their shows lately. Well, you know what? I still kind of watch Metallica a little bit, but I only see videos just to basically see what's up, But that's just basically part of being a person who's just been who we are. We're Metallica. We're metal people. We're musicians. Even though we don't like this band, we'll still kind of check out what they've been doing. So I've seen a lot of videos of them playing live in certain instances, and I'm gonna tell you, and this has been since then. That was in the early '90s, early to mid '90s when I last saw them. And I'm gonna tell you, Kirk has not gotten that much better. And I even saw a jam when he tried to do Green Man Alishi with frickin' Priest, and I
love that song.
That song is fantastic until you hear Kirk play it with them.
God.
I got a story for that one too. I was watching YouTube, and I was probably watching some old Priest, videos and stuff.
Right.
And I was in my bedroom, and I walked out of my bedroom to go to the kitchen. And you know how YouTube, they'll just play another video. They're just right after another of something else. Well, I heard music going on in the other room, and it was hear it live, and I can hear it's Green Man Alicia, but I was in the other room. I wasn't actually watching it visually. And I hear this horrible sound. And it's a horrible fucking sound. I have no idea. It does not sound good. It sounds off. It doesn't sound right. I go in the room, and there's Kirk Hammett.
Just destroying it. Glenn Tipton is in the corner crying.
I mean, that's actually that's a Fleetwood Mac tune.
Yeah.
And they redid that one, and they did that one phenomenally. And that's one of my favorite.
I love that song. That's one of my favorite Priest songs.
See Kirk on there playing, and I'm gonna cry. I'm ruining this for me. This is my childhood. I was a big Priest fan when I was by the time I was 10 or 11, I was
oh, no way. They were a little bit too heavy for me back then. They were a little bit too heavy for me. I learned to appreciate them more as an adult, and I had seen them I saw them because they did a tour with Queensryche. I was a humongous Queensryche fan. Huge. That was my band. That was one of my bands.
Stories for you. So.
Oh, cool, great. But when I finally saw them, it was 2004 on the Ozfest tour, and it was right when they had sort of reformed after Halford. And holy fuck, man! I went and saw them again in Toronto when they played with Slayer, and I had the best time. I'd never been to see Slayer either till 2000, and the reason was because when I was in high school, and this is whatever, I used to think there were certain bands that if you
you just disappeared. Your video's off. I'm sorry, your audio's dead. I can't.
That's not good. You don't have to look at my fucking face.
I can see you, but I can't hear you.
You can't hear me. Okay. Let's see, because I can hear me. Okay. I don't know how to fix that.
I can hear you now.
You can hear me now. Who knows what it is? I have so many little glitches that I need to work out, but I've been writing a lot this week. I got probably about 4 chapters done. I got in a groove because I'm trying to do from 98 to 2014 to make the first book. And so, and that's from when Lars started stalking me until my mother lured me up to Northern Ontario. And so I'm trying to get that done. That's my lawyer is just like he's been so encouraging. He's amazing. I love him to bits. I don't want to say his name only because I don't want people hassling him. But he's been so encouraging. And like I said, he paid for the trademark for the show. That's how much, big up to Elliot, right? Fucking great guy. I've never met him. And he hit me up in December when I was talking about Mustaine taking the chronology and stuff for my book. And he said, let's see if we can figure this out, see if we can get it settled for you. We didn't. Dave's like, well, it's like any of the bands. They're parting with their money or whatever, but I have a story to tell, right? And now Dave's part of that story. Forget what my fucking point was at this point. But anyway, so with Kirk, let's go back to Kirk again. Poor Kirk, he's probably sitting here if he's watching this or somewhere, he's crying. He's like, these bitches need to leave me alone. Probably, to me, it's just like, because I personally think, and this is, I know there's a lot of people out there that don't believe me, and that's just fine. Everyone's entitled to their opinion, and this is my show. Is that is not Lars Ulrich. That has not been Lars Ulrich since December of 2022. I have another facial recognition that I'm going to show today. We can even do that now if we want. But I don't believe that that's Lars. And so I believe that these guys are lying to their fans. And I think after a while, I think it's starting to get to a point where I couldn't get up there and perform knowing I was ripping my fans off. Not at $1,000 a ticket and whatever they're paying for merch.
Well, you're talking about soulless people, and you're also talking about people who are very young when they started getting popular in this industry. So they were already, the actors started giving them fame years ago.
Right.
And they're coming in big time. That was our fault.
Yeah.
And, you're talking about egos and all this kind of stuff.
They got my money every time. And I was at one point where I was buying I should have had an intervention. People should have been like, you're addicted to Metallica and your life has become unmanageable. It was just that bad. But
that's obsession.
Definitely. But I wasn't. Now, since then, I've met. I thought I was obsessed, but it was more like I was when since I met these like that woman Patty Blackwell who hit me up for information on the affair with Evelyn and James, and she showed me that she had like the address for his fiance Adriana from like 10 years ago right up until now, right? She has the address for them at James Farm in Marin County. Like I just think that that's not fucking right. I don't it's one thing to be a fan, but it's another thing to I could see having if you're going somewhere, let's say you go to Tennessee, I would want to drive by Kid Rock's house because apparently it looks like the White House. He's got this place.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You just
so you're out there, you're basically might as well,
Yeah, exactly.
But you're in the area, might as well go by and check it out. No.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like one of those people who would take one of those Hollywood tours where they bus you around to the different famous houses and shit like that and take pictures. I totally would do that. Especially if it was a musical one, a fangirl thing like that. I love Hard Rock cafes. I think they're great. I've seen Wolfman Jack's Hawaiian shirt from American Graffiti.
God. I remember Wolfman Jack.
Yeah. Oh yeah. This shirt though. It was some of this, the gems, that one was down in Cozumel, Mexico, and it was this.
Oh, lost you again. Oh, now everything is slowing down.
It'll come back in a minute. You'll come back in a minute. Can you hear me now? It keeps clicking on and off. Yeah, it keeps clicking on and off. So anyway, anyway, I was in Cozumel, and it was the world's smallest Hard Rock cafe, and they had Wolfman Jack's Hawaiian shirt, and so there's always that's the one thing about the chain of Hard Rocks is they have some really cool stuff. They've always got something that you go ooh, if you're a music fan. There's always at least one thing in each Hard Rock that you're just wow, that's a real prize. That's where these auctions and stuff, that's where they make their money for sure, is with people at the Hard Rock. I'd rather the Hard Rock take those things than have these collectors. Somebody bought, forget what it was. Oh, David Gilmour's guitar bought it like, and the one he wrote Comfortably Numb with.
Oh.
And it sold for like I can't even remember how much here, I should look it up. I'll Google it.
Or something.
Yeah, well, it was like millions of dollars. But you see, unfortunately now it's going to go to it's going to go into a private collection. So we'll never see it again. It's same with the dean that Kurt Cobain played MTV Live with. Frances Bean Cobain, she was married once before. She's now married to Tony Hawk's son, and they have a child together. But prior to that, she married one, and she was very young. I think she was like 19 or something. And as her wedding gift to him, she gave him the Dean guitar, which is like fucking worth millions of dollars. Yeah, she didn't look at. Yeah, I don't think she looked at it that way. So anyway, she basically. Let me just see how much did the David Gilmour guitar go for? I think they ended up getting it back, but oh yeah, okay. $14.5 million. Wow. And he sold the guitar for $4 million. So basically the auction house made $10 million off the sale.
Wow.
Yeah, $14 million. Like for David Gilmour's guitar. Like I'd have to get a lap dance by David Gilmour as well. And I'd also make him and Roger Waters kiss on the lips for $14 million. That would be me. But that's a lot of money. Now let me see how much the Dean went for, because I was pretty sure they were able to get it back. But the thing was that Courtney Love had a flip attack because they're sort of estranged at that time, and she had a flip attack that she had given it to him as a wedding present, and unfortunately, it's sort of like gift is a gift, right? How much did Kurt Cobain's Dean guitar go for? $6 million. Yeah, it's a Martin. Sorry, I keep calling it a Dean. It's a Martin D1 18E acoustic.
Yeah. I don't remember electric. I remember.
I was not a big. I saw them once. I did see them once. I saw them on the Utero tour. I figured it was what was happening then, and I thought, okay, because I had first time I heard them was in Cuba. I had bought the CD, and we brought music with us down to Cuba, and we played it, and I was like, what is this noise? Because I had heard Pearl Jam first. And so it was like, that was sort of what I was getting, was more of a vibe like that from that sound.
Yeah, you just disappeared again. Your voice, your audio is off again.
It's going on and off. I wonder if I should just fucking unplug this thing. I wonder if I should just unplug it.
Maybe it's just telling you, hey, wait a minute, slow down.
I know, right? It's like my type. Yeah. I type 120 words a minute, and quite literally, the laptop that I've got right now can't keep up to me. So that's kind of interesting. Yeah. That's it. Well, I mean, it just shows you
modern day electronics can't even keep up with you, Marianne.
I know. What is that? Well, that's somebody. It's just like type. This is one of the reasons why they wanted me to be the keyboard players, because everybody thinks I should play keyboards because I can type so fast. And I'm like, I'm a writer. I'm not like I don't have the discipline to sit and practice. I just don't. Like it takes a certain kind of person who is in love with the instrument, and I'd rather be the fan. I'm the big fan. I'm the one who'd rather
like to listen, not to play.
Yeah, I'd rather be standing there in adoration and watch the fingers fly than playing. That's my thing. Okay, so my thing is with Kirk, and then we'll leave poor Kirk alone. Let's show the this week I was provided with, because as I said to everybody, please, if you have pictures of Lars that without his hat on, show them to me. So they got this one. This is from CBS Sunday Morning, November 25th. 2025. Okay, so looks good, close, right? And they're talking about the charity, which I gave them the idea for in 2004, and they laughed at me. They're all going to laugh at you. And so, yeah, they laughed at me. And then and they're all gonna laugh at you. They're all gonna laugh at you. And then they ended up starting their own charity then. Okay, so this is the picture that I compared it with. Okay, so again, we have the skullet. It's close, right? And again,
it looks the same to me.
Yeah, of course it does, right? To the naked eye, it definitely does. And I mean, that's the point, is that they were, however, I mean, some of these doppelgangers that are out there right now, look very much like the one that's playing Musk. It's like very close. Anyway, so where's my facial recognition? Facial recognition for today. Okay, there it is. And so then I did the facial recognition with these two pictures again, and it came up as not a match. So again, I'm still waiting on, I want to be proven wrong, but so far not so good. Now, the other thing I noticed as well in the last week, and this is something I noticed before, and I'll show you the image I'm going to show you is of Justin Trudeau. Boo! And he, this is him with Prince Harry at the Invictus Games. That he's got a red bracelet on. I'll get a better shot of it. I see that these guys, everybody who's kind of a doppelganger, or what I feel is a doppelganger, are wearing these bracelets. So Trudeau's got his on. He was see these bracelets here. So this week, somebody sent me pictures of Lars at one of the shows. I'm not sure what show it is. I'm not sure if it's from recently or not. And basically what it is they were talking again, and they said to me, look at the bracelets. And it's right here. This is fake Lars. Oh no, that's the bonnets. Do you like their bonnets?
No, that's just so.
Wait till you see the Lakers one. Hold on. See that one. Hold on.
Where they're like dressed like in like a little cheerleader outfits.
This one, the Lakers, they made metallic into Lakers cheerleaders. There's just no mercy for these guys now. It's like $1,000 a ticket, and you are on the menu.
Yeah, you are. So, you're going to be getting it
for sure. Okay, so here's the fake Lars with the crowd. Oh no, maybe I didn't get it. Okay, so anyway, there is a picture of Lars. I'm not going to struggle to try and find it, but it was a picture of him with the crowd, and you can see it in this picture when you see the back of him. Lars' back. Here it is.
Be a member of the band.
Okay, there it is. Here you see again. He's got the red bracelet on. So all these doppelgangers seem to have these bracelets on. I think it has something to do with them being under arrest or something like that. But all of them are wearing these bracelets.
It's too small for me to see. So
yeah. So anyway, but as I said, this to me, I think this is the one from Romania. I don't know whatever language that is. But he's walking out with his hands up, and I mean, as I was told, he walked off the stage in Florida. Right into the arms of the U.S. Marshal and FBI and Royal Merchant Navy. So I wonder if that's sort of the idea was to show me, he's got his hands up there saying, yeah, this is what happened. This is what it looked like. So, and I'm just going to see if there's any more images for this week that we can make fun of before we move on. The only other thing that was this week for me in the doppelganger category was this fake Jeff Bezos. This guy did an interview, I guess about a week ago, not even. And I was like, that's not fucking Bezos. Like, Bezos is jacked now. Bezos also has a lazy eye. So anyway, I just said, that's not him. I didn't even do facial recognition on it, because this is actually Bezos here.
Yeah, I would have done a recognition on that, because that really does not look like him. I mean, it could be him if he got older.
Okay, I will for next week. I will do a facial recognition on. But I mean, he's jacked now. He did, like, that guy just looks straight up old. And the thing is that I mean, Lauren Sanchez was a health and fitness model. That's how I found her on Instagram. She was a health and fitness model, and so she got him in, great shape. So to see him kind of looking like this, and it was just like, no, like it just didn't work for me. But I will do a facial recognition on it. Not right now. So, cause we're almost coming up to the 1 hour mark. So we don't even need to do much more, but yeah. So I believe now, go back get back to me. Put me back up here. Whatever. Let's shut this off. Okay. But I believe what's happening with Kirk is just maybe he's getting tired of like lying to the fans. You know,
I think they're just kind of like going, you know what? I could just keep sailing through this, not giving a shit, and how I play. They're just going to love me anyway. I think that's just his attitude.
You think he's not?
And, you know what I mean? And it's just kind of like, you know.
Yeah, well,
I don't expect, you know, for him to screw up on stage, it doesn't surprise me because I've heard him play a lot of horrible stuff on stage, and it's been a lot, and it's not like it's not a minor thing anymore. I mean, I've heard mistakes here and there on bands, but that's just natural kind of mistakes, and you know, and they fix it, and you never really hear that kind of thing again that often. I mean, I've seen, I mean, like I said, I've played instruments and I've played in front of people, and pretty much majority of the time I'm pretty, you know, depending on how nervous you are, I'm pretty good. And I've been around musicians and they're all pretty good live. I mean, it's all minor shit. If you miss it, a lot of times you don't even notice it, but his is so noticeable. And it's just kind of like, I just don't think he cares. I think, I mean, you hear him whine about, I couldn't believe the article about him sweet picking. He was bitching about sweet picking. And I'm like, what kind of fucking guitar player are you? You're bitching about, I don't do sweet picking? What do you mean you don't do sweet picking because you just can't do it, is what it is.
Whereas Mustaine, that's kind of fucking his thing, right?
Well, that's what most heavy metal guitar
players
play.
Was my favorite growing up.
You know, and this is pretty much what I expect. And I think a lot of people are with me on this. I'm not saying all people are with me on this, but when you're like in a band and you've been in a band like as long as these guys have, and you're sure talking about 30, 40 plus years, this is metal. This is not supposed to be pop garbage. And even though Metallica is, that's probably why they want that way. But you're supposed to be, as a guitar player, always keep up on your playing and always keep up on improving yourself. And you're not going to be a great thrash metal guitar player unless you keep up on basically playing.
So do you think he's not practicing then?
I don't think he does anything. I mean, I'm sure he practices so he can warm up and make sure he's doing stuff. If they're writing songs, he's got to be working on it somehow. But he doesn't seem like it. And you know, because I'm not there 100% of the time, but I'm just kind of getting my vibes from what I see and what I hear. And I don't.
And social media's got.
I don't hear guitar improvement in him.
Yeah, he just doesn't seem to be into it. Like, I know he just got married though, so he's a newlywed, and she didn't. Her name's Monica, and I don't think she's on tour with him the same way that James has brought the Enabler with him. And I believe Chloe's on with Robert, but her and him have been together since the 90s. They're hysterical together, and they just, you know, I mean, they just. That's the thing with Robert is they're kind of very easygoing hippie people. But yeah, just with Kirk, it just seemed to me like he's not paying much attention. Like most of his stuff now is, again, he's been hanging out with Robert. Most of the, I don't know, maybe Chloe went home. They celebrated their anniversary in Athens. She might have gone home, but you know, he's sort of been hanging around with them. He's not really hanging around with fake Lars. And of course, James is with his fiance. So what, fake Lars?
Yeah, he's probably nicer than the old one.
Well, he totally is. I mean, that's the thing. That's one of the reasons why I know it's not him. First of all, any interview I've heard of him, he lacks the arrogance. That was one of the things. Lars always was like, he was so arrogant. He was just like I said, the first time I met him, I said, "Here, Mr. Ulrich, can you sign my program?" And he said that's my name, and didn't look up at me. And
to sum up basically the Kirk thing, I would like people to kind of look at this. I mean, and look at this truthfully. Yeah. This is the guy that basically came in, and when he first got into this band, he had to take care and take over Mustaine's material. Yeah. And Mustaine's material is awesome. Okay. And you're looking at a man that people have been demonizing almost unnecessarily
unnecessarily as far as I'm concerned. And I did a book on him, so I think it's totally unnecessary.
And
he's a dick, but he's a dick.
This man not only got out there and kicked royal fucking ass to
Yeah,
almost
I've never
every
seen a
band.
I've never seen a shitty Megadeth show. Never seen a shitty Megadeth show.
He's actually had so many down things, like his hand and his arm. He had to go through total reconstructive practicing with his left hand because of his nerve situation.
Yeah, well, he passed out sleeping on his hand like this, eh? He was sitting in a chair in rehab, and he fell asleep on it like that.
The chair next to him is what it is. And it fell asleep or something, and ever since they said that he would never play again. He's like, screw you. So he had to go through that.
Then he was like, challenge
learning practice. And you're talking about a man, not only did he have to relearn everything, but he was also had drug issues, and of course he has all these other issues. And that the son of a bitch plays better than most more guitar players than you'll ever find that have never had issues in their life. He's phenomenal. And I mean, I have to give it to him.
Okay, so
I don't know if he's my favorite guitar player, but he's
definitely up there.
Yeah, he's like definitely my top 5 guitar players in my personal thing, but he's awesome.
Yeah, okay. So how do you feel about the Ride the Lightning? Then what's your take on this? Because he did Ride the Lightning on his last album here, his final album. How do you feel about it?
Okay, this is my take on this. A lot of people are saying, "Oh, it's not as good as the Ride the Lightning on the original album." The thing is that you're talking about 1984 when the band was young playing that song on vinyls, what you're hearing, compared to a 2025 man who's like in his 60s playing it. So what would it sound like? Because I haven't heard it lately. What does really Metallica sound like playing that song now compared to like how he plays it?
Okay.
If I heard how the only difference is that we're accustomed to James's voice to it, and there's certain things that you can't compare Dave's voice and James. It's two different voices.
Well, no,
and you can't. So,
and even James now's voice compared to back then, because he actually fractured basically his vocal cords singing "So What" at one point, and then he had to retrain his voice, and he did it with a cantor, the Jewish cantor. So he was learning how, and that's why his voice now is more like a Vegas-y sound, like I call it Vegas James sound. He's singing now as opposed to back then when he was shrieking. I mean, Ride Lightning, that's a hard song. That
you can't do that. I know his voice was phenomenal back then. It was awesome.
Yeah, it was just he wanted to sound like Vince Neil.
You gotta basically put this in a perspective, like, okay, what is this band? This band's playing this now. What does Metallica sound like that when they play it, without really going so deep into the voice of the singers? Because I'm kind of looking at the musicians and how they're performing it. So pretty much, I think music aspect of Dave's version is great. I like it a lot. I don't mind his voice on it. And you're talking about a man with throat cancer.
Exactly. So, right.
It's fine. He just can't hit those kind of high pitches, and he doesn't hit that, and he doesn't say that. But that's not what Dave can do. But how does Metallica sound doing it? And
I haven't heard them do it in years
with their band members in their age. Current age. So it's really, I would say, basically, in my opinion, I probably think Megadeth is probably better than the Metallica one, because Megadeth is much better musicians.
I still have not heard the new Megadeth album, and the reason is because I don't want it to be over. I told you that before. I said, I haven't even heard the new Corrosion of Conformity album because I'll get FOMO. So I'm just waiting till the tour's over, and then but Corrosion of Conformity is like selling out every single place they are. They're just having a great time. They're doing really good. I hear it's an amazing album, and I'm sure once I listen to it, I'll never stop listening to it. But I haven't, the one just before it, No Cross, No Crown, I felt it was obligatory. They were under contract with Nuclear Blast that they're with as well now. Great, like Nuclear Blast resuscitated a lot of bands that didn't get the coverage that they should have. And so Nuclear Blast has been great for bringing back a lot of good bands. And but I really felt No Cross, No Crown sounded obligatory. It sounded more like the old stuff, like the Blind album. And I'm a Pepper, right? I'm all about Dr. Pepper. So I like Deliverance and Up. And so for me, I know this album's going to be totally amazing, but for me, it was like they played Toronto on May 5th, and I wanted to go, but it was at a bar, and it was going to be late, and it takes like 2.5 hours from where I am by public transit to get there, and the gang stalkers, like I told you, they were stalking me at the last time I saw COC in the summer of last year. But I just couldn't handle it. I wasn't going to do that to myself. There was nobody I was going to go with. I would definitely have gone by myself, so it wasn't going to happen. I went with the last time I went to a concert by myself was I went and saw Jack White, and then the other one was I went and saw Primus in the Chocolate Factory. That was fucking great. I will go and see Primus anytime, any day. You name it, I'm there. I can't get enough. They do suck. Primus sucks. We know that. But yeah, like I love them. And they never disappoint. Like Les Claypool is just like one of those guys where it's just like, like I said, if I ever started a Rush cover band, I would want him to play bass.
Yeah. So pretty much to sum up with Megadeth, it's like kind of like, I've seen shows where like, they're not exciting, like, visually as much, but the music is so awesome.
They're fucking amazing.
You don't need to have that much visual with Megadeth.
No.
You need, basically, it's just so good.
My favorite part is
it's like awesome when they screw up. It's just so good. But, and even visually at times it's been a good show. It's just that they just don't need it because their music is just so great, and the way they play it, they're so tight, and they just know what they're doing, and everybody's just like, you're jumping around having a good time. You're not really even really looking at them as much because the music's so great.
Yeah, well, when he came back, I saw him in 2004 when first time he came back. He was with the Drover brothers and J-Lo, and they were just, it was like sort of a greatest hits. He played the Warehouse in Toronto, and he kicked off the show with Skin of My Teeth. I was just like, oh fuck, like, I mean, it just went, you know what I mean? Hangar 18 is never not in the set list, which is amazing. Holy Wars ends every show. Like, there's just so many things about going to see a Megadeth show that, I mean, because he's so great, you just, I mean, and he is always and the accompaniment, like the other guitar player, whoever he's chosen to accompany him that tour, whoever it might be. I have never seen anybody who's like Kiko was amazing. This new guy that he's got, I think his name's Timu. I haven't really heard a lot of the stuff from him, but again, when he was, I saw him with Kiku and Chris Adler, who is one of my favorite drummers, who I miss terribly because he's not really doing anything right now. And I hope that my dream was way back in the day, before all the Lars got himself in some real trouble, was that Lars would retire and Chris Adler would take his place. That was what I thought. If Metallica had a real fucking drummer, like, you'd be, maybe there'd be a little bit of.
To be honest with you, Metallica has to also get rid of Kirk. And the thing,
I think Kirk's got rid of himself at this point.
To be honest with you, they should have broke up way back ago, and James should have went on his way and done other projects. He would have been so much better. He would have been.
He's a Leo, though. He's a Leo, though. Loyalty is everything. Like, I mean, that's one of the reasons why he had the problem. Like, it's kind of weird, like the Jason thing, because Jason had a side project called Echo Brain, and James is sort of like, he thinks of that as like you're cheating on people. But then he would do, like, they would each like do little things like cameos on different albums and stuff like that. But Jason wasn't allowed to, like, he wasn't allowed to have a side project. And I remember, well, even in Some Kind of Monster, Echo Brain playing, and Lars is like, Metallica's done, Echo Brain is now. And it's like, you are such a dramatic little fucking gnome. You make me sick. But to me, with Metallica, I just think, like I said, I've said this, a lot, is that if Cliff had lived, it would have been after seeing Sweden, Lars booked that bus. Nobody else. Lars booked that bus. He knew that it was a piece of shit bus. Okay. The bus had a cardboard over one of the windows, which was where Cliff fell out and was crushed underneath the bus. And I believe that if he had survived that crash, I believe that it would have been one of those it's him or me situations. I believe that would have happened. I believe that Cliff would have said it's either me or Lars. Well, can you imagine being same with Robert Trujillo and Jason too? Jason was a little more enthusiastic. He got, but Robert Trujillo is this totally advanced bass player, and you've got him playing with this fucking, well, I mean, this guy now, he basically only started playing.
Yeah, you disappeared again. Can't hear you.
Like this. How many fingers am I holding up?
I can see you. I just can't hear you.
Okay.
How many fingers am I holding up, right?
Yeah. What's probably just telling us is shut up, bitches. My computer's telling me is shut up, bitches.
Yeah, it's getting up to that hour. We could go on and on and on about Metallica.
Yeah, I know, for sure. Oh yeah, that's the thing.
We have our own.
Yeah, well, we've done our obligatory hour for this week. I'll get you on the phone. We'll just shoot the shit. But yeah. So basically, the topic this week was Kirk, what up? And yeah, this is Kirk. What up?
The end of this band anyway. So.
Well, it's a shame, because for what they're paying for tickets. He should be up there with fucking lightning coming out of his fingers. And what I was saying about Trujillo as well is that, I mean, because you're a musician, this is that the bass player and the drummer are known as the pocket. And so they should be as advanced as one another, like Neil Peart and Geddy Lee. There's a perfect example of like a sublime pocket. Whereas you've got Robert Trujillo playing with Mr. fucking, I mean, I call him even like Death Magnetic, Hardwired to Self-Destruct, and 72 Seasons. I call all three of those albums pedestrian. Everything about them is pedestrian. And they're one of those ones where, and that's why people love Metallica to learn to play them, because when they play them, it's easy drums, especially for the drummer. I mean, and only Lars did not practice. That was one of the things that he never did. Darren Smith hold on, let me just see, is Darren on here? Okay, good. Okay, Darren Smith from Harem Scarum is sending me a message. So you're probably not familiar with them, but they were like big band here in Ontario, and they actually are enormous in Japan. They played in Japan over 55 times. Uh-huh. So the Japanese love Harem Scarum. And I went to school with Darren. So yeah, Darren's like just turned 60. So it's just crazy, because it's like all my friends are they're still playing music and stuff. He's the one who set me up with Johnny Reed. Who, did you ever listen to Lear Haven? Did you get a chance to listen to that Zeppelin band that I sort of put you with? I know it's hard for you. I know it's hard for you.
Is it a tribute band, or is it just a band that sounds like them?
No, they do. They're solo. They're a regular band. It's a trio, but they do a version of Your Time Is Gonna Come that is just fucking amazing. You can hear them on Spotify. This week, Greta Van Fleet is announcing that they're exactly. Well, somebody called them Timu Led Zeppelin, and I was like, that's fucking pretty close. They announced. So it was a good opportunity for me to give my friends some free PR. And they said, Greta Van Fleet's bringing out their new album. They're not retiring or whatever. And so I said, hey, why not try Lear Haven instead? And then I put like the Spotify link.
Zeppelin album. How's that?
Yeah. Well, like everybody, even Robert Plant doesn't like them. I mean, and Robert Plant's kind of been really open-minded over the years. Like he had
Robert Plant. He's not really open-minded to anybody who sounds just like Zeppelin. He didn't like Kingdom Clone.
He hated David Coverdale. Like that's why Plant and Page got David back together. Because I did Coverdale Page too. I did both, and it was like
I love Coverdale. I thought that was pretty good. I'm sorry, Robert.
It's a good. No, it is good.
Actually, that was a good one for Jimmy. I really think that was good. It didn't have to be for a long time, but it was a good shot. I mean, I liked it a lot.
Did you see it live? Did you see it live?
No, I never got. Okay. Those were days that were really kind of hectic. Those were like 90s, I think.
Yeah.
And the 90s, it was hard for me to even be. I didn't even hear about that album until like way later.
Oh, so, see, I was looking at this.
Those are my 20s. So when I was in my 20s, what was I doing? I was working all the time. I had a boyfriend probably situation. I was playing guitar. I was out a lot. So it was like a lot of times I didn't really get to catch a lot of things.
See, and me,
I was already surrounded. You know what I'm saying?
I was working 2 jobs. I was working in law, and then I had a job as a dog groomer. And so I had like money, and I used to spend it all on concert tickets and traveling. So
I
like,
a lot with bands and watching them jam and kind of getting a feel with that too. So it was just like when you're in that age, you're young and you're trying to go out and trying to start a life for yourself.
yeah.
So it was kind of like that weird period. I had my hits and misses with Jimmy because I would have loved to have seen Jimmy Page and Robert
I
Plant.
saw that. I saw that.
I would have loved
So,
to, but it just never happened. And when you're in your high school years, you had like they had the Firm when I was in high school.
the Firm, yeah, with Robert Palmer, yeah.
Yeah, Robert Palmer. You're thinking of Paul Rogers.
Paul Rogers? Okay. Why did I think it was Robert
Paul
Palmer?
Rogers of Bad Company. Yeah.
I know what I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of Power Station. That's why. Power Station is one with Robert Palmer.
Oh, okay. But
anyway.
The thing is that came out when that was like 1984, 1983. I was 15. I wasn't even allowed to go to a concert unless I had somebody with me. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
So we were way too young. And so when I've been to a couple, I saw Ozzy when I was 15, but I had friends that were going and we had to go together. So if I wanted to go see the Firm, I would have to find somebody that would want to go with me. And I didn't know too many people back in those early high school years that really wanted to go or, all that. So I was never able to see it, which is kind of okay because I heard that basically they didn't play any Zeppelin at all. And
Plant and Page.
All that great. So,
yeah,
and that's okay. But then Outro came out and it's the same thing. When Outro came out, I didn't know anybody that wanted to go. And if they're not playing in a place, if it's like in a neighborhood area I can't get into or something like that, I just can't really get to go see it. It all depends on where we are at that time. So,
right.
And so that's how I end up missing my chances to see them. And believe me, when they broke up when I was like 11 years old. And I'm like, that's it. I'm never going to see this band. And I grew up listening to this band since my birth. Yeah. So, and it's still kind of like a little scar on you, but I would have always wanted to see Jimmy. I'd love to see Jimmy and Robert. Too bad the way England is the way it is now, because I would say let's go out to England and go over to Jimmy's house.
Yeah, knock on Jimmy's
got that Twitter, man.
Yeah, we'll just say, we're not here. Scarlett, don't worry, we're not here to jump him. We just want to hang out.
We just want to talk to him because you got to remember, he's 82 now.
Yeah.
So he's doing different type of side projects. They call him like the ambassador or something like that of the Led Zeppelin thing. And I wish he'd get a second movie out too. That would be great. Because I saw the first movie. Me and friends went to go see that. That was fun. And I want more people to really know about Led Zeppelin because I've done a lot of heavy research, but I don't know everything here. And he's not pulling out his biography until after he passes. So
none of them have. It's kind of weird. Like Robert Plant says he's not going to make a biography too. Now there's one person who has a biography that has not come out yet, and he's had it written for so long. And I'm just going to say this: Jerry Fulton Cantrell Jr., I love you to bits. I want that book. Give me that book. And he's had that thing written for at least a decade. And Duff McKagan helped him. And but he just obviously he hasn't found the right ending or whatever. But that's the one that I love rock biographies, and I'm just jamming for that one. If you haven't read Lemmy's one, White Line Fever, that is the Bible of rock and roll.
Yeah,
it's so good.
Like I said, if it was ever like, a better instance to be out, like if England was in its better shape, which it's not, it's very dangerous to be in England now. We could have hit Scotland and go down there and go I have an idea of where his mansion is.
So exactly like this Patty Blackwell with James addresses, you have Jimmy Page's addresses.
But his is basically hard to get to. It's not like in the States. It's like you have to go across. I have to go across the pond for that, and it's a nightmare.
Can you imagine?
It's very dangerous now to go into London. So
yeah, we go to England. They're like, "What is the purpose of your visit?" We're like, "To stalk Jimmy Page."
We got to do it before we're all gone.
Yeah, that's great.
The way things are going, we don't know if we're going to be here next year.
That's right. We're doing it. It's like, they just made Tony Iommi the mayor of Birmingham. For a day or whatever. I think they had Ozzy do it.
I would rather have Ozzy do it for mayor than what they do have out there. We don't want to get too much into the politics, but it's a nightmare. out there.
Oh, I know. Well, I mean,
Terrible.
yeah, like there's a lot of people. It's Toronto's getting just as bad, though. That's what we, I mean, we're just seeing things. We're seeing things. We won't get into the politics. We won't do a deep dive today on politics. We'll take a different because
it's just very.
It's just things are very different than when we were young. And it's unfortunate. And here in Canada, I say shame on you to the boomers who are voting for a prime minister that is bringing in temporary foreign workers, taking away the jobs from the students. I mean, one of the most important parts of being a student is in the summer, getting a job to pay for your university so you don't have to get a loan. Because once you get a loan, you're into the servitude of the government. You're already being, and so I could say so many terrible things about the fucking leader of Canada, but I won't because I don't want to be shot. Who knows what he'd do to me? But when I do my whistleblower stuff, I do all my did you know things, and it's like I know way too much about Mark Carney. It's not good. But yeah, okay. So we'll wrap it up there. So this was a good one, Rexy. We were right on time. Our everything's perfect. Thank you so much again for hosting with me. And hopefully next week we'll have some. Who knows what the topic will be next week? Kirk, we wish you well. We're not here to hate on you.
I am. I expect more. I'm a guitar player, so
I'm here to hate on Lars. You're here to hate on Kirk.
I get over it.
Yeah. So anyway, but I mean, we wish you well, Kirk. We hope that you get better and that you, whatever's bothering you and on your mind, that you get better and you are able to, because there's your fans are, even though you're playing with a fake drummer, I mean, you're playing with a shitty drummer before. Now you're just playing with a fake one. Same thing. At least now you don't have to put up with his bullshit. Apparently, this guy is apparently, well, I mean, he's been very nice. I mean, that's the thing is that that's why I knew for sure it wasn't him. I knew it was him just from the body language. When someone stalks you for 24 years, you know them to the soul. But I knew it wasn't him, but he's also too nice. Right. Randy Blythe actually this week was like when they were doing the Back to the Beginning tour, the Aussie thing. He said, and he was talking about walking to the stage with Lars Ulrich. And I sent Randy a fucking an Instagram message and said, Randy, you're lying. That's not Lars. Don't even talk about him. Right. So, yeah, Randy's he's a good guy. He's funny. He called me rude. Back when, have you ever seen When Palaces Burn? Have you ever seen their story about what happened to him in Prague?
No.
Okay, he had a fan die at a show. And the family, unfortunately, in those countries, they don't have civil litigation the same way they do in Western society, right? So there's not an ambulance chasing lawyer. And so the family went after him criminally and said that he was the reason why he died. But really what they were looking for was compensation, because over there, same as in Asia, the boys are sort of the future of the family and how they're going to be supported. So these parents had lost their son who would be supporting them later on in life. And that's the way they looked at it. And unfortunately, it didn't come out that way. And so Randy ended up going to prison. And it was he's got a great book called Dark Days. Anyway, I said to him, what you could have done is you could have had a bash and paid the family. If you had paid the family something, if you had given them financial compensation, they would have, there wouldn't have been everything that happened. And he said that I was rude. So, oh, well, I don't think I was rude. I think I was more pragmatic in what had actually happened. But yeah, Randy Blythe went through an awful lot, because he was sitting in a prison cell in the Czech Republic over this. And it ended up that the young man that they thought had smacked his head on the stage wasn't even the same kid that passed away. So it was just, it was just a horrible experience. And Metallica gave him money for his legal defense. I think it cost like $1 million, over $1 million for his defense. Just terrifying though, you're this kid from the States, and it's like, here you are in a Czech jail and you can't even speak English. Your lawyer his English is broken. So yeah, it was a pretty scary story for him. But if you ever get a chance, it's called As the Palaces Burn. And it's on, you can get it on YouTube. I think you can even watch it for free. So yeah, if you're a Lamb of God fan, I love Lamb of God. I think they're great. I miss Chris Adler, but you know, you can't have it all. But when Chris Adler was in Lamb of God, you know, Ashes of the Wake is like one of the best. Like to see live, like Walk With Me in Hell is the best engagement song I've ever heard. Mark Morton wrote it for his girlfriend. That was his proposal and it's called Walk With Me in Hell, and it's a fucking great song, but you never know it was to ask somebody to marry you.
Wow. We're getting there. This is getting you're really counting. We got to end this off.
Getting super random now. Yeah. Okay. All right. So we'll say. I'll call you though. I'll call you on the X, and we'll have a yap.
Okay.
Okay, but thank you, everybody. I don't know if anybody, I think we have one person watching, which is cool. So thank you for the one person that's watching, and anybody else. I hope that we're not offending you as much as the last two. But at the same time,
we don't worry about offending people.
We're not really worried
about
offending
you. We're not a PC kind of video.
That's why we can say fag and retard. So, but no, we're just here to shoot the shit. It's nice to hear women talk about rock and roll for a change, and not being all guys. And you know, and so yeah, this was fun. Rexy, as usual, you're a friggin' hoot. I adore you, and I'll call you on X. I'll call you in a couple minutes. Just let me get this wrapped up and get it downloading. All right, everybody, peace out. Marianne's 5150, and so is Rexy.